Hi, in this video we are going to discuss about frequency response. Before discussing about frequency response, let's discuss about some basics about Bode plot. If you get a transfer function in terms of S, these are we know these are the poles WP1 and WP2, and these are the roots. How can we draw the graph Bode plot for the phase and the magnitude of the transfer function? Okay, we know that if the input is given like this, the output will be like this. With the increase in the magnitude by a magnitude ratio, and there is an increase in phase also. Okay, how to find this Bode plot? Uh, for poles, there is a decrease for one pole. If there is a decrease in slope uh, with minus 20 decibel per second at the pole point. Okay, and for zeros there is an increase in the slope. Okay, plus 20 decibel per second. Okay, and for phase there is a decrease of phase from minus 90 at the pole, and at the pole the phase will be minus 45. Okay, at the zero the plus 45 up to here 90. Okay, how do we need this, and why do we need this? Well, let's discuss here. There are current nodes. There are poles for the different points are in or out. Okay, for example, if you take a circuit like this, there are capacitance here at the input and the output. So there are poles for output and input. Okay, how can we find the pole frequency? If you find the pole frequency, that is 1 by RS and CS. RS and CS are from that point to ground. Okay, we can find the pole frequency. Then we can find the transfer function by taking the magnitude and the poles, two poles. Okay, and there is one theorem called Miller theorem, which will be useful to solve the uh, circuits in which the Z impedance is across the one point to another point. This is equivalent to Z1 from that point to ground and Z2 from that point to ground. We can find Z1 and Z2 using this to solving these two formulas. We will get Z1 as ZF and 1 by 1 minus AV, ZF 1 by 1 minus 1 by AV. Okay, and this is the procedure to find the poles of the circuit. Okay, how can we find the zeros of the circuit? We use a trick that V out, we will take V out is equal to 0, and we will find the frequency at which V out is 0. Okay, if you find that frequency, that is the zeroth frequency. Okay, that is the zero frequency. In this case, we will not consider Miller effect because we cannot apply here. Okay, that is the function. And for low frequency, we already know the BJT and MOSFET structures, but high frequency inputs, that structure is not valid. There are some capacitance which we need to consider. We consider three types of capacitance, one between the base and the emitter, and one between the base and the collector, and one between the uh, collector and substrate. Okay, C pi and C mu and CS. Okay, this is the short signal analysis circuit. Okay, we can find the C mu by using this formula. Uh, these need not be remembered, but just for the subject. And we can find the C pi as C diffusion plus uh, C junction, and we C pi is always greater than C mu. Okay. For MOSFETs, we consider these all circuits capacitance, four types of capacitance between the D, G, S, and B. For different value, we calculate when device is off and when device is in triode region and when device is in saturation region. We get that CDG as this formula. CGB, we will get this formula. For triode region, where we will get CGB as 0, and for CGD, we will get this. For saturation region, we can find. Okay. Drain to source capacitance can be found using this formula. For MOSFET in the saturation region, this is the short signal analysis. In this structure, only addition is this capacitance between the gate and the source, and from gate to drain there is one capacitance, and there are two capacitance from source to bulk and drain to bulk. Okay. uh, there is a frequency called transient frequency, which is defined that the small signal current gain of the device falls to unity. This is the frequency at which current gain of the small signal falls to unity. We equate that to unit 1. Okay, we can find the ft for different configurations. We will get for MOSFET, for BJT we will get W omega t is 1 by tau f. Okay, ft is an indicator of the frequency beyond which transistor can't be used effectively. Okay, and we find that the ft for MOSFET is ft is equal to gm by cgs plus cgd. Okay, we can also find omega t as 3 by 2 mu n by L square and VGS minus VTH. Okay, this is the high frequency response. Two structures for the high frequency models, and these are the values of the capacitance and resistance. There is a pole at output. We can find the pole at output and input using 1 by R and C, where R and C are from that point to ground. Okay, and we can find the zero frequency by equating V out is equal to 0 and finding the frequency. Okay, at last we can find the transfer function containing S poles and poles and zeros. Okay, uh, for dif for different configurations like common base, common emitter, and common source. For different configurations, we can find the omega p in poles at input and output using the similar technique. These are the values for emitter followers and source followers. Okay. let's stop this here.